Time limit on certain defenses. So when we fill out that application in order to get the policy, we're putting answers down on that application. Have you ever been diagnosed with this? What kind of medicines do you take, et cetera, et cetera. And so we're filling out the application when we are trying to get insurance. If we made a mistake, if we made an accident when we were filling out that application, maybe we forgot something, we didn't understand something, we misunderstood the question, and we put the wrong information on the application. If within the first 2 years, so if this is like a policy timeline here, if within the first 2 years of the policy, oops, I spelled, got a little, oh, that's what I was doing. I was going to do years. There we go. If in the first 2 years they discover a mistake, an accident, whatever, they can deny the claim. If they discover it within the first 2 years. So whatever you filled out on that insurance application and it was incorrect because of an accident, a mistake, didn't understand the question, whatever. If they discover it in the first 2 years, they can deny the claim. If they discover it after the 2 years, if they discover a mistake, they cannot deny the claim. The time limit on certain defenses is basically saying they have 2 years to defend against a mistake. And if they find the mistake in the first 2 years, if you put the wrong information down, like let's say it asked, have you ever had cancer? You put no. And you forgot that you did have childhood cancer, but it was so long ago, whatever. It's simple, easy, you were young, you forgot, whatever. So you put no. They discover that in the first 2 years that you did have that cancer because it popped up in your medical record, whatever, they can deny any claim then related to the cancer. If after 2 years they discover that they cannot deny the claim, they will pay the claim in full. Now, one thing that can never, one thing that they can always deny a claim for is fraud. Fraud. If you commit fraud in the first 2 years or you commit fraud after that, they can always deny the claim. And in fact, they will just probably go ahead and cancel the policy. So in the first 2 years, they catch you in a mistake, they can deny the claim. After 2 years, they cannot deny the claim. Committing fraud, they can always deny the claim. For health insurance, life insurance actually says that you can get away with the lie after the 2 years, but not health insurance. Health insurance says anytime you commit fraud, whether at the beginning or at the end, in the middle, anytime that you commit fraud, they can deny the claim. So that is time limit on certain defenses. In the first 2 years, if they discover a mistake, they can deny the claim. After 2 years, if they discover a mistake, they cannot deny the claim. But if at any point they discover fraud, they can go ahead and deny the claim. Next up is the grace period. The grace period is the time I can be late, and still covered. So it's the time that I can be late and still covered, which means if my payment is due on this date and I don't pay it, I'm still going to have insurance coverage for a certain period of time before the policy officially cancels. So the grace period is still covering me and I still have to, and it's giving me time to get my payment in. If I get my payment in during the grace period, then I'm all good, policy kicks back on, nothing changes. If I miss paying my payment during the grace period, my policy will cancel, zero coverage from that point forward. Now, with health insurance, we have to remember the grace period for the different policies. The grace period depends on the mode of premium, What that means, mode is how often I pay. So the mode of premium payment is how often I pay. You can pay weekly, you can pay monthly, you can pay quarterly, you can pay semi-annually, and you can pay annually. These are all the different options for when you're able to make your payment. What you want to memorize is that your grace period is 7 days for a weekly premium. So if you pay your premium weekly, your grace period is 7 days. You have 10 days if you pay your premium monthly, and you have 30 days all other. And that just means anything less than monthly. So whether you're paying quarterly, semi-annually, or annually, that would be all other. So our memory for this, the grace period is 7 weekly, 10 monthly, 30 all other. The grace period is 7 weekly, 10 monthly, 30 all other. So again, as a recap, the grace period is the time that I can be late and still covered. And then we want to remember what the grace period is for the different modes. You have a 7-day grace period for a weekly premium. You have a 10-day grace period for a monthly premium. And you have a 30-day grace period for all other modes. 7 weekly, 10 monthly, 30 all other. One more time. 7 weekly, 10 monthly, 30 all other.